What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of 10K on the Bay. I'm going to be pretty busy this month with listings, so I'm not going to make a ton of videos, but I still wanted to share some ideas with you guys. I won't be participating in the comments section, but please email me at 10konthebay@gmail.com if you have any questions, or join my Facebook group, eBay MBA. Okay, guys, so today I want to talk about quick flip versus a long tail strategy, and sort of the difference between just two different ways of running your eBay business. And I have two stores now. As you can see, I have Low Key Husky, and the goal of that store, is to get to $1,000 profit as soon as possible. And so that's about a week. And in my opinion, the easiest way to reach that is to sell items that sell quickly. Sort of the quick flip model. If you're going for just $1,000 per week, it's pretty easy. If you basically turn your inventory over faster. So I would look for items that are in season, like I would sell shorts right now, versus, if you could sell coats right now, but you could be waiting a little bit longer. Not to say the coats don't sell in the summertime, but you're looking for things that turn over quickly so you can get that cash flow in and out, build up feedback, and also get to that quick profit. Now here's one thing, which is why I'm not doing that in both stores. One store is the 10,000 item store. That's more of a slow churn business, whereas like I sell a third of it each month, which is still relatively fast, but that allows me to grow my store size every single month because I'm listing more than I sell. I know for sure my second store, Low Key Husky, will reach 1K in profit much faster than my other store. But I'll tell you for sure that it will cap out at my time. I don't think it's going to be possible to really get over 2,000 items in Low Key Husky because my time will max out. At a certain point, I won't be able to source and list fast enough to catch that quick flip velocity because it takes a lot of time to sell through, half of your items per month. So on that one, you'll look at the velocity on Low Key Husky, as far as the store is going, most of my items are selling within a month. So that's a really quick flip strategy. And the reason why I'm doing that also is because that store I'm only using $200. So I don't have a lot of capital, so I want to turn it over as many times as possible. But if my other store where capital is not as important, I can wait a little bit longer and let my store grow. So one way of looking at that is I've looked at some eBay sellers who don't care that much about long tail, short tail, quick flip or not. They're buying things based on the market. So for example, they have the market value of all their items is $50,000, right? And they're selling it a little bit less. So let's say they're selling it for $40,000 and they're buying it for $20,000. So let's say they have, after fees or whatever, $10,000 in net profit sitting in their eBay savings account with the inventory. Eventually it will sell and yield that $10,000 in profit. So those sellers I have seen, they just want to grow that nest egg each month by putting in more and more good quality stuff, and they just wait for it to sell like 10% below market. Instead of going worrying about their price too much, they just set it and forget it for the most part. These sell for around $100, so I'm going to list it at $90 and just wait until it sells. That's one strategy of doing it, and I know a lot of long-time eBayers do that. It takes time to build up your inventory to get to that point, and it doesn't work if you need the cash flow. If you're living on your eBay income, you can't build that type of store because it could take 3 months, 6 months, 9 months to sell your stuff because you're waiting to get basically what the market will yield. Instead of, if you're doing a quick flip, you need to buy stuff that's hot right now. This is why you get, there's such an advantage to being a quality, knowledgeable buyer. If you really understand the market, okay, I'm selling this kind of camera equipment. It does really well when it's festival season or whatever. This is an example. If you knew, the more insider knowledge you have, the faster you can turn it because you understand the market. And you'll see, as an example, in my Low Key Husky store, I am selling a bunch of Cause stuff that was released at Uniqlo, right? So I'm familiar with Cause as a street artist. When I saw the release, I took advantage of basically driving to every store to get the stuff that sells really well. So that's really time intensive, but I know it's going to sell instantly. Basically, we sold 40 items in a day, right? So it just depends on your model. If you're looking for stuff that flips over fast, you're going to be spending more time up front or more capital up front. If you're buying really, really high rank items on Amazon, most likely you're not going to be making a huge margin because the manufacturer can just sell it themselves. They'll let you do it if you know what you're doing at a high velocity and let you handle that work for basically a smaller margin. But manufacturers aren't going to let you make the bigger margin because they're doing all the work of making the product and handling all the manufacturer defects after the fact if you're providing some kind of guarantee. So something to consider. I know for sure my low-key husky store will reach that 1K profit pretty quickly because of I enjoy hunting, so I'm going to be looking for stuff that's hot. So you guys can follow the journey in that store as I flip things quickly. And then my larger store, it's going to take a while for me to get up to 10,000 items. But ideally, that'll yield a lot of traffic. There's going to be a lot of people in there. And I also wanted to share that in my previous video, I talked about the prices not being that elastic. So meaning adjusting the prices lower or higher didn't change my sales volume that much. Versus like if you're a quick flipper and you're selling stuff in stock right now, price has a huge variance on it. Like if you're selling Nintendo Switch 50 cents cheaper than the market, it'll sell, right? Instantly, because there's so many people looking for it. But that being said, in my larger store, I am running a 50% off sale, which I've never gone that deep before, but I just did the whole thing. And sales is actually amazing. So normally, as you guys know, I mark my items up 30% and I discount them 30%. So I'm basically at the market and then I accept best offer. And as long as somebody makes me a reasonable offer, I take it. But I actually tried something different, which was I just did the whole store at 50% off, which is now 20% below market. And I'm selling items without even doing the best offer. So I might consider trying a 50% off sale with the volume game and not having best offer. That might be a way to save time also, because that way I don't need to stand by my phone and accept or counter or work with that. So just an idea. I mean, you can, eBay is as unique as all the members that are in it, all the community people. You can choose whatever model you like. I love now having these two stores where I can test both. One that I get to go out and hunt and look for things that sell quickly, and the other one, and I'm okay with taking a small margin. You'll see some of the shirts I'm only making $5 or $10, but it's quick and I can get more than one and they're brand new. So you can list one, I can do one listing for 10 items. So it just depends on your model and time, and I'm working on blocking out my time. So certain amount of time working on the big store, a certain amount of time working on the little store. And also I'm really focusing on being a craftsman. So I'm not going to do the bulk mentality of just one picture, no description, huge volume. That's a little bit too sterile for me. So I'm going to go a little bit more into it, do a little bit higher quality listing, even though it's going to cost a little bit more, just because I enjoy my craft and I want to control the experience a little bit more. So I've shifted a little bit. I'm still going for the 10K goal, but I want to have a better experience for my customers. So I'm going to focus a little bit more on providing a unique experience and making sure that they can see more photos. Like I was originally thinking trying the one photo thing, because then my listers could pump out huge volumes of stuff. But I'm taking a step back from that and take a little bit more time and see if I can provide a higher quality experience. And I'm gonna build this following on social media for my second store and see how that works. And if it works, I am going to start putting in my basic items into the low-key Husky store and eventually phasing out my big store and using the hot items to bring people into my store and then just selling them potentially commodities. So instead of spending, as an example, $30 for a limited edition t-shirt, you could spend $8 or $10 for a cool retro shirt But the thing is, I got that traffic with the hot items, and that's another reason why I think my sales dipped a little bit, because I haven't been shopping in such a long time that I'm only listing these basic bread and butter items. And I think you need a little bit of pizzazz to spice up your bread and butter items. This is why I have like a few items over $1,000 in my main store, to let people to give the appearance that my store is a more premium brand. It's also why I picked the brown, like monogram color for the background of the store. But I'm actually gonna shift to the Hermes orange. Hermes, I don't know how to pronounce it, whatever that brand is with the orange color. I think that color is really nice and really depicts luxury really well, which is what I want to do. Like, this is why my store is not called Chris's Garage Sale, because I think that makes your stuff look really cheap. I'd rather be Chris's high, or Chris's refinement, or Chris's distinctive goods, or something like that, because it's a little bit more refined. I feel like you can ask a little bit more. Or Chris's collection. I'd rather have store names like that, where you can command sort of a more premium experience, or at least pretend to be. Because I mean, in reality, it's kind of like an online garage sale, but I want to give the appearance of like a higher end consignment shop. So hope you guys are having a great day. Reach out to me if you can. Please like and subscribe and